Hello, everybody. GTP. Today's the day. I'm going to talk about VeChain, everybody. So, good old vet. This is one that I've been asked about several times, mostly by two people. And I wanted to give today, we're going to go a little over what it is. I want to go over a chart because I am on the fence about putting in a trade on this one. Probably not going to mess with leverage, but I'm all for swing trading. And this is a great blue chip, hedge crypto, large cap, good to hold. Not what I'm looking for at this point in the market, but if anyone's looking for a very solid, safe play to add to their portfolio as we're coming into October or whatever we want to call Q4 or the beginning of Q4, we're going to hit a little bit today of why I think this is a good option. So full transparency, I'm not currently in this one. I very well might. It's been on my radar in the past. And I just want to get into the general details of what it is, why I like it, and of course, I want to hear from you guys. Always like hearing from you guys. So throughout this video, put any thoughts, comments, arguments, additions, anything down in the comments below, and let's move forward and talk about VeChain. So in the short, what really is it? Okay, it's an older company. I see that as a good thing, right? It was launched in 2015, which is ancient by crypto terms, right? You're going to notice, or at least I feel you're going to notice, because this is what I see, is that a lot of the older crypto, 5 years plus, these are the ones that are really going to do well long term because they've already proven that they can, right? It takes years for crypto or really any companies to get more than just hype. And that's what a lot of crypto run on. Most of the crypto that's probably in your portfolio right now, utility coins included, meme obviously, it's probably running more on hype than actual anything else. Even some of the better ones in terms of use cases, like I'll put Quant, XRP. Yeah, I think HBAR is actually fully there. But even those, though they have things happening, most of the stuff that we get excited about them is the what if, or that this could soon type of thing. VeChain's been hustling. They're working. They've got a great product. And essentially what it is, if I have to dumb it down to make it easier, is it tracks everything, right? It's not a sexy narrative, but it's a very much required one. You know, it helps track and authenticate. Like an easy example is, let's say, you know, you have a really expensive like luxury purse or something, or a trading card that is worth a couple $1,000s. VeChain can check to know where it is at all times and authenticate it. That is very much the real thing. And this can be used for all sorts of tracking of merchandise and items. Walmart is involved in this one, right? So, I mean, if we want to drop a small name company out there to say they're being used by Walmart. But it's great when you have a non-speculative crypto project, right? I mean, it solves a real world problem. It has proof of authority consensus, which is just a very efficient and scalable way for using something like this without all the high fees or things like Ethereum, right? It has shown a better track record for not dropping transactions, Solana, but everything has its weaknesses, correct? And VET is the main token in this. Well, there is VeChainThor, which is more for gas and transactions. So kind of talking about VeChain as a whole company today, but if I don't specify, I am talking about VET specifically in terms of which crypto. But they do this of having the two of them, so that way it kind of splits and keeps fees predictable for enterprise sakes because they're pulling a lot of large companies involved here. And this just helps so that way the one crypto stays more stable and is less likely to have all the erratic volatility that some of us as investors really like, but corporations won't. Okay, so a little bit more of its big strength of what it does is supply chain traceability. Right? Companies will use VeChain to track products from end to end to stop things like counterfeits and making sure that the quality stays very high. Some of their top cases are things like product provenance. Right? VeChain will power tracking for the luxury goods, things like the purse or trading cards, food, etc. Walmart China uses it to trace specifically mangoes and pork. And fruit and pig go pretty well together. But it lets consumers go ahead and scan QR codes to help see the farm to shelf data. How long has it been there? Is it a quality product? Has something been on the shelves or been in the freezer for weeks? It kind of takes out the whole marketing bullshit of marketing of is it real or is it not? They have the beers, they track diamonds to ensure that they're conflict free and helps again with shipping to know where things are. So high value products, apparently pork and mango are high value products, but I mean, this is a big deal in terms of fast, reliable, cost effective tracking. And companies will pay a lot of money to prove to you that their product, which is worth a lot of money, is in fact that real product. It's in a lot of regulated industries, pharmaceuticals, right? VeChain verifies the drug authenticity of chain logistics, right? And this is a big deal for things like vaccines or very sensitive medications, right? It can help with food safety to ensure products like seafood will meet standards as it goes from the ocean to the plate, etc. Again, lets you know how long the process has been going through. And it's really good, again, for companies to be able to prove what they're saying because everyone's skeptical of what everyone else says. And unfortunately, in this world, you should be. VeChain takes that out for you. For what it's worth, it's got a great carbon footprint. Their tracking is eco-friendly because if you're not familiar, a lot of crypto really is not. I mean, mining Bitcoin, mining any crypto for that matter, but holy cow, that takes a lot of energy. And the vet has a partnership with 40 Ocean or 4Ocean. They remove ocean plastics and is verified on chain. And they even have something called a VBetterDAO ecosystem where you can earn rewards for doing actions like you can earn tokens for recycling or walking through different apps. They have a lot of different little connections, correlations, and deals. Again, networking is phenomenal. So again, what does it actually matter? It sounds like a cool niche. It's definitely a required one, right? But who uses it? I already mentioned Walmart as one, but how about BMW? Right? They do it for automotive parts tracking, again, to make sure that they're efficiently being supplied and that they're authentic because there's a lot of knockoffs for pretty much everything. PwC, they're a strategic consulting partner. If you don't know, that's a huge accounting firm or financial firm, I think they're considered. But their partnership is that PwC tries to help clients like retailers and manufacturers adopt VeChain's blockchain solutions. So VeChain has a large financial firm helping to help advertise for them. DNVGL does a very similar thing with them. There's Quayne and Nagel. I'm going to butcher it every time, but they're logistics titan leveraging VeChain for end-to-end tracking. They have China Unicom, which integrates VeChain for telecom and IoT solutions. Mentioned the 40 Ocean. They have OneChain to help with cross-chain bridges that boost interoperability. Big freaking deal in terms of VeChain can interact with other blockchains as well, not just their own layer one, which again is kind of a requirement, right? Because these other companies, and when you get larger ones like Walmart, BMW, they're going to work with other blockchains too. You throw a bank in there, a financial firm like PwC, they're going to work with other blockchains. So it's great to be able to do that interoperability. Fine, there's low dilution, right? Their maximum supply is around like the 86, 87 billion vet, and almost all of it is out. I think there's like less than a billion out there. Only in crypto will I consider under a billion of something being only a little bit, right? But there's no more massive token drops left. Most of the vesting cliffs are already done and passed, so stability is pretty solid. There's staking abilities, which again helps with long-term holders because especially if you plan on holding something like VeChain long-term, you want to make sure that it stays stable, and having things like staking as an ability, which I love seeing staking and liquidity pools and buybacks, because all this helps keep the price up a little bit and lowers the whole concept of required selling pressure outside of market timing, like when everyone starts panicking and everyone sells everything and it crashes. But for VeChain specifically, they've got a great setup. So with all that being said, I do think VeChain is a really good hedge, large cap to hold on to if you're looking for another one for your portfolio for now. I do think that large caps are going to come next just because history says they're going to come next, right? I mean, for the umpteenth time, you generally have Bitcoin. It had its run. Not saying Bitcoin will not keep going up. It will. But it had its huge run already. Like it went from when the bear market lows around like 20 grand, a little less than that, and now it's up to 120. I don't think it's going to do another multiple like that, right? Another 10x, not buying it. Ethereum, I think it's in the middle of its time right now. It's going to be playing with that all-time high. I understand it beat it by 200 bucks, right? But that 5,000, once it hits there, we're going to go into price discovery mode. And then people will start taking money from there, moving into larger caps. So VeChain, I think, is a good option for if you're looking for there. Because I'm looking at maybe opening another position. I'm going to play around with my portfolio a little bit, or I've been thinking about it for 3 or 4 weeks. So I think it's about time I'm going to make a move. VeChain's on the possibility list. I'm not sold on it for me at this point because I'm a little bit more interested in small caps or trading out large caps because I don't have time to buy a crap ton of them. Again, that's my position, my strategy. Do your own research, figure out what's good for you. But I'm going to pull up a chart because I want to show you a little bit very briefly about how VeChain is doing, something I'm seeing, and why I'm a little bit on the fence about hopping in for a trade. Okay, guys, so here's the 6 month chart of VeChain. Real quick to get you a little oriented. These dotted lines and colored lines, these are the EMAs. Green, yellow, and blue being the 10-day, 20-day, and 50-day EMAs respectively. This purple zone here is the area where I saw of my buying zone, essentially, of where right now I think is a good time to buy. And you'll notice it's right below the main area of resistance. It is just at the 10-day EMA and slightly below the 20-day EMA. And for me personally, there's always more indicators, right? But I like looking at times to buy, specifically if I'm looking at potentially trading versus long-term hodl, is I like looking at it going right below the 20-day EMA and around areas of support. Lets me know that in general, the market believes that's a good time to buy because that's where it touches and goes back up. And I made this a couple of days ago. It might have been about a week. And I was looking to build up. We got a decently bullish system coming here. I can elongate this for sure, but we're getting slightly higher lows. And yes, we did have a dip down here, and I think this is a phenomenal time to buy in. Again, this is me personally, not financial advice, but looking at about 2.2 cents, 2.2, 2.3. Could go down a little bit lower, but it was eaten right up pretty well in this zone. So pretty much at 2.2, 2.3 cents or under seems to be a good buy zone right now for VET. And there could always be black swan events or something that gets the whole market to go down. But overall, I wouldn't bet too heavily on it coming back down too much further. Again, that's just me. And if I end up putting in, I would end up putting a buy order around this range. And then looking for, on the short term, for it to jump up to about 2.6 cents, about a 20% return. I would probably hold later than that at this point in the market, but if I was looking for leverage, that's where I would go. So there, guys, that's my quick thoughts about VeChain. What are your thoughts about it? Are you into VET? Do you want to see more videos on this? Because I'm open to it. If you guys have been here for a little while, I'll talk about crypto I don't own. Why? There's a lot of good freaking crypto out there. So if you guys ever make requests, I'll try to get to it. It'll happen eventually. That's JTP. All right. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you like this. And actually, if you did like or appreciate it, the way you can tell me, like button, subscribe. I'll get the message. Until next time, my friends, peace.